Hello everyone, welcome back once again. Please like and share the videos that I post, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. It really keeps me motivated to post new videos and analyze some interesting games. So today I'm going to show you a game of mine from the Baku Open 2026. This is the fifth round. I'm playing against IM Talibov Shiroglan from Azerbaijan, rated around 2480. So this is quite an interesting game. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, so please stay tuned till the end. I'm playing with the black pieces, and he opens with e4. Play the French defense, e6, d4, g5, knight to c3, knight to f6, and bishop g5. And bishop b4. This is generally a very sharp line if white plays the main moves, and the main move here is e5, h6, and it's just pure dynamite after that. But he did not play e5, he played knight g to e2, which is quite interesting. But I played d takes on e4. Now, of course, the knight cannot take the pawn as it's pinned, so a3. I do not want to give up my bishop yet. I played bishop e7, and now he has to, if he wants to win the pawn back immediately, he has to play bishop takes on f6, which he played. Bishop takes on f6 and knight takes e4. During the game, I was actually thinking about g takes on f6, which is quite interesting after knight takes e4 and b6, with the idea to develop the bishop from b7, and like it's a rock solid position. But I thought to keep it a bit simpler, I think bishop takes f6 is also pretty logical. Knight takes e4, knight to c6. Now I'm not hesitating a lot about giving the bishop on f6, because once he takes it, queen takes f6. Now my idea is just to play short castle and e5, and there's no good way white can prevent that. And yeah, basically it's black who has to be better. And c3, okay, pretty logical. He does not want to take on f6 and make my queen active. Okay, c3, I play bishop e7 back. Now we got what we wanted. We kind of are provoked white to play c3, and it's a bit passive, to be honest, but yeah, it's still playable, I would say. Bishop e7, knight to g3, and this is pretty interesting already. I played queen to d5 with the idea of playing e5 and just completely undermining the center. And as you know that the bishops generally play well in open positions, so once we open the center, we're just going to develop our light square bishop. Our rooks are going to be active, and black is just going to be having a very pleasant experience. So queen d5, I'm threatening e5, and moreover, if he ever tends to play something like bishop d3, there's always some f5 kind of ideas, and once the knight moves, we can win the pawn. Like, it's just the greedy approach. And if you want to keep it simple, you can even play e5 and just the positional approach. And yes, it just black has to be better. So f4, he's preventing e5, which is quite logical now. And even though the f pawn seems weak, there's no direct way to attack it. I did not like bishop d6, and moreover, he's planning to bring his queen perhaps to f3, where it could guard the f pawn, and there are a lot of attacking ideas. Then his knight will be a bit relieved. And yes, so f4, I played h5. My idea is, of course, to play h4 and win a piece, because once that knight has to move, I'll win the knight on e4. So h4 is a big threat, and he played the move h4 now, which is quite, I think it's gotta be the best move. Of of course you do not want to allow h4 as white, but yes, after h4, it does seem at first that this h pawn could be a target, and I actually considered queen to d8 during the game, but actually it's not doing much after knight to g5, and yeah, everything is very well defended. So I did not want to play queen d8 when my queen is already active on d5. I just played the move bishop to d7 with the simple idea of playing a long castle, and then we'll see what to do about these pawns on f4 and h4. Maybe try to exploit them with something like maybe f6 and e5, something like that. I just wanted to play long castle, and okay, he played d4, and now he's kind of setting up a trap, or let's say that, yeah, it appears he's setting up a trap. I just play long castle, and as you're like, what's the big deal? And now he goes for the move b5, attacking my knight. A knight has to move, like there's no other logical move, and knight a5 is kind of forced, because if I go knight d8 or something, then c4 is just getting the queen trapped. Knight a5 defends the c4 square, and now he plays the move c4 anyway, seemingly sacrificing a pawn. Like, what's the big deal? Knight takes c4. And now he plays the move knight c3, and the thing is that my queen has to let go of the knight on c4. So, and my queen just has a single square to go to, which is queen to d6, of course. And if he plays bishop takes c4, which he has to, I think, is the most logical, because like moves like knight e4 are just completely illogical. Queen takes f4, bishop takes h4 is coming, bishop takes c4 directly, queen takes f4. And the thing is that even though I lost the knight, I won 2 pawns already, and I'm attacking his knight on g3. His king is still in the center. If he ever plays queen f3, queen takes d4, I win a 3rd pawn, and it's, I think, practically over for white, because like there are just simply a lot of threats. I don't think the king is ever getting castled, and yeah, black can just play for the win forever. So yeah, the knight on g3 has to be defended, and even the pawn on h4 is on fire. By the way, if knight takes on h5, there's queen e3 check simply, and we pick up at least one piece, either the knight on c3, or if white wants to save this knight, he's gonna lose this one. So yeah, this is gonna be winning for black. So knight ce2, queen to g4, and now yeah, queen g4 is basically the only move. We keep an eye on the h4 pawn, and well, yeah, the knight on g3 is kind of sitting there awkwardly and just relying upon this e2 knight. And queen to g4, I saw that if he plays castle, I have at least bishop to d6, and the idea is that I completely control the f4 square, plus I'm at the moment attacking his g3 knight, so white cannot take my f7 pawn, and if he plays something like queen to b3, I have f5, and yeah, now I'm threatening to take on h4, like maybe first defend the pawn on e6 with something like rook at 6, and then take on h4 for like a more safer way to play. Or even I can consider playing something aggressively like g5, even though yeah, we want to avoid that, but yeah, this can be an idea. And the thing is that bishop takes e6 is met with bishop takes d3, because queen g3, queen e2 is there, the knight has to take on g3 eventually, and queen takes d4. I at least have a repetition with queen h4, queen d4, because white cannot block with the rook on f2, as the a1 rook is hanging. That's why he played queen to d3, which is quite interesting. And okay, he wants me to take on h4 probably, and then I thought that short castle can be a bit annoying with the rook f4 coming in. Like if, for example, if f5 then rook f4, queen g5 I have to play. I did not like that. My bishop on h4 is kind of stuck for the moment even. Yeah, so that's why I play the move f5 directly, because now if you short castles, I have the option of taking with the queen instead of the bishop. Or like, yeah, even bishop d6 is an option. Okay, he played queen d3, I played f5, played long castle, which is quite logical, because like if white's getting the chance to keep his king safe, then why not? And an important thing is that ideas like e5 do not work here because of d takes e5, and I cannot play bishop takes on b5, which at first looks like I tricked him, or let's say the rook is attacking the queen, my bishop is attacking his bishop, but he has a trick, bishop e6 check, and he wins my bishop on b5 basically. So these kind of e5 tricks are not working like at these moments. So play bishop takes on h4, and bishop takes on h4 here is quite logical because there's no rook f4 coming in, which stops like our progress. Bishop takes h4 just keeps our pieces active. There's knight f1, which is quite an annoying move for me because like I wanted to keep his knight like binded there on g3, but he has freed it. Okay, knight f1, and the thing is I cannot take on g2 because if I do rook takes h4, this unfortunately queen g5 check. This queen g5 check trick does not work because of rook f4, and everything is very well protected. I just lost another piece. So knight f1, I played bishop to e7 back. If I play something like bishop g5 check, there's just king b1, and queen takes g2 always runs into rook g1, followed by winning my bishop on g5. So that's why I played bishop e7, knight h2, and okay, I think queen takes g2 I played, which is quite logical. I was expecting knight f3, and I would play something like queen g6, knight e5, queen h6 check, and something like bishop e8, keeping my e6 pawn protected by the queen. Queen b3, oh, we have rook d6, so everything is well protected. We just want another pawn on g2, but he played the move rook dg1, which I also anticipated. I have queen e4, queen takes e4, and now very important not to play bishop takes a3 check first, king c2, f takes c4, because there's some rook a1 tricks, and rook takes a7, which is quite unpleasant to be honest. You do not want to be playing this as black because the other rook can also come to a1 to deliver some kind of mating threats. Okay, so that's why important to first play f takes on e4, and now if white saves the a pawn, then we have g5, which is what we want. We want our connected passed pawns. Plus we have the bishop here. Rook takes g7, logical. Bishop takes a3 check. King c2, bishop d6 now. And now we prevent all sorts of knight f4 ideas, which are quite uncomfortable. He plays knight to f1. I play e5, trying to simplify the position, and also open up my light squared bishop. And I was expecting d takes e5, bishop takes e5, rook g5, and just winning the h5 pawn, where it's just most likely a simple draw. But he played d5. Okay, I played bishop g4, and now my idea is to play bishop f3 and just keep my bishop there and defend my pawns as long as possible. He plays knight dg3, bishop f3, rook h4. I played rook dg8, and yeah, the point is that I calculated rook f7, rook f8, takes, and he cannot play knight takes on e4 because of bishop e7, and the rook has to let go of the knight, after which most likely black should be winning. So that's a little trap. Knight d2, bishop e7 is there. That's what I thought. And once his rook moves, I play rook f4, and yeah, I just try to kind of keep the game going on. But he played rook takes g8 check, rook takes g8, and bishop e2. He's just offering a trade of bishops. I play bishop to e7, attacking his rook. Rook h3, quite sensible. And now if I play h4, he has bishop takes on f3, e takes f3, and knight f5, which is quite annoying. So that's why I played the move bishop takes e2, knight takes e2, and h4. Played rook e3, I played rook f8. I did not want to play rook g4 because knight d2 just wins the pawn on the next move. And rook f8, I attack his knight, knight d2, bishop g5. But that's my point. I just want him to take on e4, because once he takes on e4, h3 can be a bit problematic for him, and especially with both of us having not so much time on the clock, I think this would be my best chance to kind of try to get a win. But yeah, rook h3 is precise, just, and rook f2, king d1, bishop d2, I just take, and rook f3. And just for the, like, rook takes f3, e takes f3, knight g1, f2 is there, knight c3, h3. So basically he cannot take on f3 because this endgame is winning for me. I simply have way too many pawns, and knight c3, h3. Just let me show you sample line, and my pawn on a5 is just marching through. And yeah, he can take en passant, but yeah, I still am fast enough. He cannot catch me. The king and the knight are gonna get overwhelmed. So yeah, he has to take on h4, the most sensible move. Rook d3 check, king c2, rook d5, knight c3, rook c5, and yeah, he played king to b3. I was expecting rook takes e4. I'll play king d7 and try to play c6 and just try to just keep the game going on again. Hopefully he makes a mistake, but yeah, he plays king b3, and he wants to play king b4 and kind of make me commit to a pawn structure. Played c6, king to b4, and b6. The only move to save my rook, but yeah, it's not getting trapped, so no need to worry, because yeah, rook h8 check. Okay, he played rook h8 check. If b takes on c6, then still rook takes on c6, rook takes on e4, and most probably it should be a draw. Maybe a5, king b3, rook c5, something like this. Knight a4, rook b5, but yeah, it should be a draw. It's like most likely a very easy draw, but yeah, I just wanted to keep the game going, because even if I lose all the pawns, like rook and knight versus rook is just a draw. Yeah, so king b3 c6, king b4 b6. He played rook h8 check, king d7, rook h7 check, king e6. I was ready to give up the a7 pawn to keep the game going on a little bit, but yeah, he found the most precise way to just end the game in a draw immediately. Rook h6, king d7. Because I do not want to give up my c6 pawn for free, I did not want to give him a free pass pawn. So I played king d7, rook h7, and I do not want to go with my king to the back rank, because yeah, it's not like keeping the king passive is not an option to play for a win. And yeah, rook h7 check, I basically just offered him a draw, and yeah, we agreed to a draw, and just like this, the game ended with very precise play from both sides. And yeah, it was quite interesting, because like the piece sacrifice worked like extremely well, and yeah, it's just, even according to the engine, it was the best. So yeah, no regrets about this game. It was a wonderful game, I think, from a tactical and positional point of view, both. And I hope you also enjoy this game. So yeah.